So who's in there tonight?
Hi, outside the Sun Live venue, and I just went to see if I was allowed to go in and watch, but of course I'm not. So it's only restricted to 4 candidates tonight, yet again. Last night, 3 nights, 3 candidates, so we're doing a little bit better tonight. I'm allowed to get copies of their questions and make my written answers, which they've promised to type up. But this is one of the main issues of democracy that we're having. And I've just had a lovely conversation with the woman on the door, and then she went and got Ross, who's the man who's managing it. And Ross is a lovely man. We had a really nice conversation about democracy and the risks of democracy. I just had a chat with the ACT candidate's campaign manager, who it turns out was in Wellington at the occupation. And so a lot of people here understand what's going on. But so why would none of the ACT candidates or MPs, members of parliament, come out and speak to the people at the occupation? Why would they not do that when clearly they knew themselves that people were there for good reason, and many of them had gone there themselves? This is the thing I don't understand. Why would the ACT members of parliament or the national members of parliament or the Labour members of parliament, the Greens and the Maori Party, all sign whatever agreement it was that the Prime Minister, Trevor Mallard, and whoever else wanted them to sign? This is the thing for me that makes none of them fit for purpose as a public representative, because if you're a public representative or representative of anything, you actually act for the people that you represent. You don't go off and do a secret deal with somebody else to follow their own agenda and put that ahead of the people that you represent. So, I mean, this is really one of the main reasons why I'm here in Tauranga, trying to represent the public in Parliament, because of the 120 MPs at the moment, not a single one of them seem to understand what it is to represent the public. As always, it's a lot harder than what you expect, because what you say doesn't count if you don't get a voice. And so just as the public feels that they don't have a voice, I'm finding that it's really hard to get a voice as a candidate. Even as a candidate in an election, you can't get a voice because people don't want you. Just adding someone here. People don't want to hear from different views. All they want to hear on is what's safe, and the system is looking after itself. So there's nothing personally against any of these lovely people at the Sun. I mean, the fact that they're a media organisation, they tell me that they've leased out the building for the night and it's some other arrangement and it's a private event and this, that and every other excuse under the sun. But the fact is that if we're having a democracy, everybody should have equal access. You can't have a democracy where some people are more equal than others, can you? Because as George Orwell would say at Animal Farm, it's not quite how it's supposed to be. So it's interesting. I mean, I just come along and I try. This is the Sun's building here, just in case you can see it. I come along and I try. I'm going to do everything I can do to raise awareness about the democracy, because if we can't get some people elected into Wellington who actually do stand up for the people, then we're really, really struggling, because it all just becomes a complete facade, doesn't it? It's not really a democracy. It's not really representation at all. So the best that I can do while I'm just keep pushing, keep asking questions, keep trying to do the hard things that no one else is prepared to do, and hope that despite the establishment, enough people can share information about what I'm trying to do to vote for me on the day. Because just imagine what one person can do. Just imagine in that parliament, all those tens of thousands of New Zealanders who went down. Just imagine if one MP had have come out and spoken to the people. Just imagine the pressure that would have put on the rest of them. The whole thing would have changed from one person creating one massive ripple. And this is what's wrong. Everyone's got this misplaced sense of loyalty to the wrong people. Why do we have loyalty to the World Economic Forum? Why do we have loyalty to Agenda 2030 when it's clearly not working for the people of New Zealand? So there's so many really big questions that we do need to just keep asking and answering. We do need to just keep trying. And it's not exactly overflowing with people in there. It's a private event, they told me. No room for anybody else. I said, look, it'd be really nice if I could at least come in and watch. But there's a few of them. The few of the candidates are in there. A couple of masked people, which I suspect may have been the Labor candidate. They seem to be the only ones wearing masks anymore, which is a bit of a blessing, I suppose, but it's a bit hard to tell who they are. Might have been a bikie or might have been anybody else incognito with that mask on. Yeah, but anyway, I'm a bit frustrated having 2 nights in a row of this lack of democracy. And, they live stream it as if to say this is the be all and end all of how this is all going to work out. So I guess this is challenge the people. If the people want different, you need to vote different. If the people want different, you need to help get to all the networks and vote and connect with as many people as you can to say, vote Sue Gray, vote different. Trust me based on the work that I've done. You're not getting to hear from me much in the meetings. We've got our own meetings luckily coming. And hopefully we'll get some good attendances there. But yeah, look at what people's track record is and look at the track record of the political parties who make so many promises of what they're going to do, but whose track record is that the day they get in, they don't do it anymore. So, but if you really want someone that's actually going to do the job, look for somebody that's actually been doing the job before they're the MP. And then you can at least have a decent chance that they're going to keep doing the job once they are in Wellington representing you. Look for someone that's got a history of representing the people, a history of standing for the underdog, a history of fighting all of the broken systems and challenging all of the broken systems and exposing all those broken systems and those barriers to democracy and the barriers to the people's voices, because that is the person that has a chance of making a change from the inside. If you get just I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and it's not going to work. It's already the ACT's own man has agreed with me tonight that it's not going to work if ACT get in, because the ACT franchise, once he gets to Wellington, will stop him from doing anything, because that's how it works. You sign up to the franchise, you sign up to the rules, they choose a nice, safe candidate who's going to be obedient, who makes all the promises before the election, but he's never going to do anything afterwards. That's why we've got to where we've got. And that's one of the good things about this process. You put yourself out there on the front line and you get a very good inside knowledge of exactly what's going on, because every time you hit a brick wall, you go, so that's where the brick wall's coming from. And you can push the brick wall, you can poke the brick wall, and you can talk about the brick wall so that the public know what's going on. So that's where we are. I'm going to go now because I need to get somewhere where I can answer their questions. Sun Live have got the link, and they say that we'll be able to watch the debate live, and I'm hoping I'll be able to answer the questions live, but I'm not sure if they're going to let me do that or not. Otherwise, I have to type up my replies and send them in. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, thanks everyone for your support. Keep everyone pushing, asking questions. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, I'll give you another update again soon. See you guys.